to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are in the city of the Falling Flame, and we have to jog our way through the mess to get to Emily and enjoy the spoils of war. So today we are going to be running the Tyrant's Labrys and or the Hellfire Hammer, whichever one you wish. The Hellfire Hammer does work better at what we are going to be doing, but the Tyrant's Labrys is a good second. So we'll be running the Tyrant's Labrys for those that don't have the Hellfire Hammer. But the whole idea of this entire setup is going to be behind the alternate light attack, as that is a fantastic weapon to do knockdowns with on different enemies, and while they are knocked down, you will be getting a big amount of Ichor back from blood-sucking blades, at which point you can use Dark Shout into Freezing Roar. So this is a little bit weird that you can do this with Prometheus, but as you see here, our willpower is a B+, which is a B, which is pretty okay. We're at 1185 for dark, and we get a 50% increase to that, so we go up to about let's see, plus 640 or 690, somewhere around there. So another 700, you get about 1900 almost here, and a 4 times multiplier, so you're up to about almost 8,000 plus 10%, so you're over 8,000 damage here on Freezing Roar. So that's really nice and tasty. So we can do this and get blood-sucking blades, and I'll show you here. Okay, Mia's going to ruin this guy. Oh, whoops, and I got a backstab. Okay, well, that's how it goes sometimes. You just end up winning, but that's okay. And if we go for the ability here to knock these guys down, okay, and you can see there, knockdown and into big damage. So it is a really nice, happy, healthy strategy to be able to go for this kind of setup, because it is not really stamina dependent. There is some stamina management required here along the way. The biggest thing is just the fire business. So we can knock this guy down, and oh, we don't have anything here. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, let's go for our damage here. As you see, we don't really have any any slash resistance to speak about. We don't really have any kind of defenses, so fighting three or four more enemies, that is definitely going to be a little problematic for us. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab here just to get some Ichor and get our gifts going. And the very fun part about all of this is the fact that you can have the utility of knocking down an enemy, and you can kind of do it on demand at will. There's really no setup for it at all, which is really great, because typically a lot of times you need different things to happen in order to get good setups. So this time all we need to do, okay, that guy, oh, ouch, that's fine. We'll go for a knockdown on this guy, and then we'll go ahead and blow him away. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab on this guy, just because we would like to. Okay, and then a knockdown into a Freezing Roar. So it works like clockwork when it actually works, and when it's actually functioning. The other times, it's kind of just a real pain in the butt here to actually work on, and so we do have some problems definitely built in here, and so that is what we are trying to mitigate, right? But the fact that you can use Prometheus as kind of a weapon into gift combo destruction here, it oops, it kind of is different than, you know, having what you normally would do here. And so it's a great way to kind of mix and match how you play certain blood codes with some things that are a little bit non-standard as compared to what you might normally do on a whoops, to what you might normally do on a up on a build. Okay, so this guy is going to do that. That's fine. We'll do that. Oh. Whoop. Okay. Unfortunate, we don't have enough ichor here. So as you can see, massive damage that we are able to put out on these guys, and that is very nice that we can indeed do that. So if we go for the Burn Warhammer, it's pretty much all the same, with, you know, no real benefits or increases or anything like that. The only difference being that this is indeed crush damage as opposed to slash damage. And so that is where the that's where the benefit, the value, the difference, the change, the exchange comes from, is just the damage type. So if there is an enemy that does benefit from crush damage or slash damage, you switch between the two accordingly, and it will help you significantly in how you engage the different enemies and such. So we'll go for a couple of things here as we get into this fella up here. And so we want to make sure that we have everything we need. Okay, let's start off with a backstab here so we can get our ichor going again. Okay. And as you can see, the crush damage here is super happy and healthy and helpful for us to make sure that we have, you know, enough ichor to make sure everything is up and going. Okay, and let's get this going. Okay, and we are still normal mobility, so it's nothing different or intriguing here. Okay, and there's that. Okay, and let's go for this attack. Okay, and an overhead. And so we still have pretty much all the same kind of business here that we can get into with what we were doing with the Tyrant's Labyrinth. But having precision active is very helpful and important to the knockdown strategy of the hammer or the whether you're using the hammer or the axe. So either way, you definitely want precision running if you can. Now here for Monkey Boys, there's nothing about it. They just knock down at a simple hit because they have like no balance at all. So there's no real okay, Mia, there's no real problem there to doing any kind of special things or anything. So we can hit these guys. And I didn't really want to do that, but that's okay. And as you can see, we don't even really need Dark Shout, but it's fun to just bring it along. Now here we could keep Blade Dance, or we could go for the fire resistance. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But this is helpful just from the perspective of now we are at 90 fire resistance, and if we go for the fire protection, we're at 140. So and then plus the fireproof tonic. So that's a couple of the things that you can do to change what you are doing for you know, the different damage types. And so as you can see there, we are able to have big damage on these guys because we have slash damage, and then we can switch back to these for crush damage, and we can destroy these things. So you definitely will be doing crush damage on these guys. Whoops, I did that backwards, but okay. So it's a little bit interesting here how this engagement set goes together here with the blood code and the weapons that we have. So very, very nice, all things considered. How it actually goes. Like versus this guy, you want to be doing crush, and so it's helpful to do that. And then versus these guys, go for slash damage. Okay, so that's how you can also get a good amount of ability out of your build, is to know which enemy to use what kind of damage against. So the two of these abilities here set together, these enemies really don't get a chance to get up off the ground and do very much at all, just because of the fact that they are constantly on the ground, you know, without fail. These guys are a little bit harder to knock down, obviously, but that's okay. That is no problem, and Mia is now knocking them down. Okay, that's fine. Oh. Okay, let's go for a launch here. That's at least one way to knock them down, is to go for a launch. Okay, and you see there, whoops, that's like 11,000 damage or something. That's pretty good damage overall. Ouch. There we go, there's a knockdown, and we can go into a crush gift. So very, very, very good there. How that all goes about engaging here. Is that thing dead? It is dead. Okay, so let's go for ice. Okay, couldn't quite get it there. And go ahead. Oh, whoops. Good job, Mia. Okay, so versus Emily, we can go with the hammer. That is completely fine. As you can see, we can't really knock these guys down with one hit without precision, but precision is super helpful to kind of push us up over the edge there, in order to make sure that we have knockdowns all the time. So you might be thinking, well, okay, that's nice, but here for the Emily fight, what are you gonna do? Well, we can just switch a couple of these things and we're good to go. But versus the Emily fight, you definitely want to be going for crush, so the hammer is more worth your while than going for the Tyrant's Labrys, but it's pretty much all the same. So I'll go for the Labrys, as it is the worse of the two for this fight, and so we'll wait around here for a second for her to figure out what's going on. Okay, and here it's really nothing except just go for the attacks and such. There's really nothing to understand. Whoops. Okay, and you can see that there's really no quick damage value here. It's literally just you know, whoop, and she runs around so much that it's hard to actually get the hits in when you need to. Okay, that'll stop her in her tracks. Okay, let's see if we can get a nope, can't. Oh, she's going for the drop down hammer attack. Okay, and let's go for those overheads are super helpful at staggering her, as you can see there. You can get a lot of staggers out of those attacks, which is very, very nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Come on, Emily, stand still, will you? Alright, so let's go for a attack here. Good. Wow, she's going after Mia for some reason. Okay, Mia's dead. Somehow, Mia died. Somehow she hit me. That was a little weird. Let's go for precision again. Okay. And let's see if we can get her to stagger again. There we go. Okay, so overheads, they are a lot of fun. We did kind of play the easy card here, but that's just because of the wish and desire I have here to show you guys the overhead slams and how good they can actually turn into, just because of the idea that it is a knockdown for regular enemies pretty much all the time, and then it is a stagger for the bosses much more often and much more quickly than normal, and then especially bringing precision along, it makes for a really good way to ensure or guarantee, I guess, in a lame sort of way, that you're going to have better stagger and better knockdown all the time. So very, very good here to use these kinds of mechanics to your benefit. And you can see that using Prometheus here along the way with B willpower, we have a huge increase to our damage set, just because of the fact that we bring along Dark Shout, which gets us to 1778 times 4 times 1.1 times crush times their ice weakness, so on and so forth. So you can see that it is a fantastic build set to kind of bring to the table here for a very non-focused build and blood code. It is great to diversify it a little bit to make sure that you actually have utility and damage output all at the same time. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.